maybe now. Yes, there we go. So that was the issue. Yes, there. So that was the issue. So this is what's taking place here. And I know most probably will be shadow banned. I most probably will be blocked on YouTube because they're going to say it's false information. Um, and whatever. But here's the key thing. Uh, I'm in the process of this week. I'm going to file a federal lawsuit. Now, this is just a sample here of what I'm basing everything off of. If you could see it in the United States District Court, I'm going to share the screen here real quick and just go over just a brief what I'm going to talk about and where we're going to go with this. Let's see. Let me stop this screen share. Let's present screen share untitled document. Is that it? Yes, share that. Let's see if it's going to let me share it. Yes, this is it. So you guys can see it. And actually, I'm going to pull myself completely out. I want you guys to see the whole thing, if you can. And just get my mouse and scroll here. But in the United States District Court, we're in a process. It's myself, and of course, we want to add your names here, where we possibly can, under that in the class action lawsuit. But of course, we're naming the Department of Justice, of course, Attorney General Merrick Garland, the Democratic Party, and of course, the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Which in my book, he's not the president, but for technical reasons, we're going to call him the President of the United States. And so these are the parties that we're going through. And so I just want to talk about the basis for the jurisdiction of why I think I have a basis to sue. And the American people have a basis to sue. This is not my suit. This is the suit on. I'm just starting the ball to roll, and hopefully you guys will jump on board with this. Get your lawyers on board, and hopefully they can work with me, and we can make this happen. The U.S. Constitution, of course, is we have a right to vote. We have a right to vote. Choose what candidate we want. It's brought into the states, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second. The First Amendment, our free speech right, our right to petition our government. Our First Amendment is definitely at siege here. The Fourth Amendment, the 12th Amendment, the Articles of Incorporation, and I'm sorry, not Articles of Incorporation, but Articles 1, Section 4, Clause 1, and Article 2, Section 1 and Clause 2. And that's talking about how the states have the rights to choose a candidate. It should be up to the states, not the Democratic Party, not the nobody else but the American people. It's brought to the states in our rights. So I want to let me just real quick. The Fourth Amendment is the rights of the people to be secure in the persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath of affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Now, a lot of people say, what does that have to do with the rights to the right to choose a president? Okay, well, let's talk about persons, and I'm going to explain that a little bit and go into details. Of all of our property, our voting rights, that's our property. That your vote belongs to you, no one else. So of all of our property, so we're going to talk about persons now. Our own persons come first. No one can live their life if they are constantly fearful of being monitored, arrested, or worse, by the government officials. That's why the Fourth Amendment protects persons from unreasonable searches and seizures. It guarantees police and other officials cannot accost you without reasons. Instead, they must have objective evidence to suspect you of a crime before stopping you from going about your day. Now, a lot of people say, well, that has nothing to do with choosing our right to choose president. Well, yes, it does. And the reason why is if we put a Trump sign in our yard, and we have to worry about maybe the FBI, the IRS, or if you on Social Security or any type of government assistance and you a Trump supporter, you have to worry about the retaliation coming that, oh, well, maybe they're going to take your Social Security away, your disability Social Security. They can't take your retirement Social Security away, but talking about government assistance, um, not an entitlement, which is Social Security that you're entitled to, but things that they can take away from you. They can retaliate against you. So this has every right. And as as a person, we have a right to choose what candidate we want. We have that right. And so and without having to worry about being monitored, without having to worry about being arrested, without having to worry about the IRS coming after you. And that's happening on the conservative side. We're being basically put in a position of where, and that's why a lot of people are not wanting to choose and vote for President Trump, because they're scared that, oh, well, if I vote for him, if it comes out that I vote for him, if I put a Trump sign, if I give him a campaign contribution, my name is now on that, because you have to give your name and information when you do that, because of campaign finance laws. Excuse me. Um, you have to worry about dealing with those rights now, them coming after you. So now let's talk about the papers part of this. Our papers are some of our dearest possessions, containing our most private thoughts. Here's and feelings. Okay, so our vote is very dear to us. When we go out and we vote, that's a dear possession of ours. When we go cast those votes, so that's our paper. English courts held that letter royal held. Let me read this again. English courts held that letting royal officials inspect personal papers would be contrary to all the comforts of society. Similarly, in the first Fourth Amendment case, the U.S. Supreme Court held that the Constitution guarantees the right of the people to be secure, extends to the papers, thus closed against inspections whenever they may be. Our papers today are most likely emails and digital photos than a locked diary under a bed. But that in no way diminishes the importance or that the protections they should receive. Yet, courts held that under the third-party doctrine, we lose the Fourth Amendment protections in our papers merely because we turn them over to others. Well, we never turn nothing over to others in this case, even when the other person's contrarily agrees not to share them with anyone else. So at this point, our papers are something we dear. So this is where I'm going to we're going to fight that this is our possession. We have that right to share. That's when we go share our vote. When we sign that document, and if it's a mail-in ballot, or if it's a ballot at the courthouse where you go, your voting place where you go vote, that is our paper. It's our signatures. It's our possession. So we have that right to that. Now let's talk about the effects side of this. Effects are essentially everything that is not in our home or land. But the term effects extend beyond just personal possession, as it also includes our business, commercial items, and goods. These goods often contain other property, including a person's private papers. To ensure the security of America's personal property, the framers demanded that officials typically obtain a warrant before searching or seizing our goods. Now I want to stop there, because what they're doing here is, by trying to arrest President Trump, they're trying to take him out of the ring they're trying to take him out of the ability for us to vote for him. They're trying to deny us that right to vote for President Trump. So where I'm going with this is, where is the warrant? Where is the warrant to seize our rights of the American people? Because this wouldn't fly in a court. Where is the warrants that were issued to take away President Trump? Now, they haven't done it yet, but they're trying. And this is why I'm following this suit. I'm following this suit just simply because we need to fight for what's right. This is our rights are being denied from us. So we need to fight for President Trump, we the American people. And by me filing this suit here, and by me doing that, this is me fighting for our rights to vote for the candidate of our choice without the Democrats getting involved, without the media getting involved, without the FBI getting involved, without the president getting involved, without anybody getting involved. And so we're going to talk a little bit later. I'm not going to get into this right now because I have to go, but I'm going to get into this more deeply once I get this suit filed. I'm sharing this because you might throw something out there that I could put in this suit that you might be able to help me with, that you could share with me. So put it in the comments if you think there's something there we can throw in there. The whole point here is that we need to protect the rights. If this was the Republicans doing this to a Democrat, hell would break loose. Hell would totally break loose. So, were they trying to compromise an election? This is election interference. This is election interference at its best, completely at its best. I want to share the screen. I want you guys to see this here. Let me get to this real quick. I'm going to share this. Hold on. Let me get to it real quick. Pause it. This is Martha from Fox News stating this, and let me just get to that screen real quick, and then. Present, screen share. I think this is it. Yes, this is it here. Share it. Let me share it with you guys.
And happy weekend to all. Welcome to the program that analyzes the week that was and helps position you for the week ahead. I'm Maria Bartiromo. Former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty in court on Thursday in defense against a grand jury indictment over the 2020 election. He and his team saying that the legal battle is purely political.
This is the persecution of the person that's leading by very, very substantial numbers in the Republican primary and leading Biden by a lot. So if you can't beat him, you persecute him or you prosecute him. We can't let this happen in America.
The suspicious timing around this and previous indictments is raising major red flags, matching up almost to the day with each new Biden family scandal revelation.
Now, I want to take this opportunity. Let's look at this. Let me split this screen here if it lets me. I'm trying to get it to, there we go. We can share the screen here. So you guys can see this. Let's look at this because it is matching up almost to the day. So April 4th, Trump New York criminal indictment was taking place. But it matches up to March 16th, where the Biden talks about the Biden family payments. And I'm trying to see this here. It's a little bit small on my end. So June 9th, Trump classified indictment. June 8th, GOP views Biden's robbery 1023 film. July 27th, Trump's more classified document charges. Then the Hunter plea deal falls apart. So here again, it's to take it off of the Biden family. August 1st, Trump January 6th indictment. Then July 31st, which is the day before that, Devon Archer testifies before Congress about what's going on with the Biden family. I don't know why this keeps popping up here on the screen, guys. Sorry about that. That's has nothing to do with this. I don't know why that's popping up. And so the point I'm making here is that we have it's lining up. Let's continue to listen to this. It lines up to the T. This is political interference. This is to take everything off of President Trump, off of Biden and put it on President Trump. So let's finish watching this.
The latest happening just 24 hours after the interview with Hunter Biden associate Devon Archer. Congressional Republicans now saying everything is on the table when it comes to how to respond, including subpoenaing special counsel Jack Smith to testify. All of this as the release of the Archer transcript confirms then Vice President Joe Biden joined his son Hunter and business associates for dinners or by the telephone more than 20 times. Joining me right now is the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee and member of the House Oversight Committee, Congressman Jim Jordan. Mr. Chairman, thanks very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So you were there, you questioned Devon Archer earlier this week. Give us a rundown. What happens now and what was your big takeaway?
Well, the big takeaway, I think, is this brand. Devon Archer was clear that the value Hunter Biden brought to the business arrangement was the Biden brand. The Biden brand, of course, is Joe Biden. The number of times he was put on the phone call, the number of times he actually sat in for dinners with Hunter Biden, his business partners, and people they were doing business with, like the billionaire, the wealthiest lady.
So let's take this. I want to stop here because I want to actually go back to the video before this real quick. Because, see, part of the indictment was interfering because Trump denied election claims. Let's look. Does not this kind of sound familiar?
Hillary Clinton apparently still not over her 2016 defeat to President Trump. She's now claiming the election was stolen from her. Watch this.
I think it's also critical to understand that, as I've been telling candidates who have come to see me, you can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
Where's the indictment there? Where is an indictment here? She denied the election, but President Trump did it. This is politically motivated. See, again, so this is where I want to go back to, and then I'm going to leave you guys here because I have to go. This is clearly where they're trying to take the rights away from the states, which we're gonna talk about, and later on when I do this show again. It's basically talks about Article 1, Section 4, Clause 1 of the Constitution, and Article 2, Section 1, Clause 2 of the U.S. Constitution. We're going to talk a little bit about that and go into a little bit more details with that. I'm going to bring in a constitutional scholar that's going to talk a little bit about this with me. This is clear election interference. This has nothing to do with what President Trump did. This has nothing to do with him breaking any laws. This has nothing to do with any of that. This has everything to do with we're going to stop Trump at any and all costs, and we're going to take him out of the race. This is not up to the Democratic Party. Joy Behar said, "We just want him to go away. Leave our country alone." Joy Behar, this is not your country. This is not your country. This country belongs to we the people, and the way a constitutional republic, because it's not a democracy, it's a constitutional republic works, is that we vote, and the popular vote wins. Of course, it's through the Electoral College. That it goes back to the states. The states make the choice. And if the states and as a whole choose not to put President Trump on a ballot or not let him win, then it's up to the states. It's not up to the Democratic Party. It's not up to the FBI. It's definitely not up to Joe Biden. That's where my suit's going to come in. And this is where I'm basing the whole suit. This is up to the American people to make this choice. This is up to we the people to stand up and fight for what's right in America. And what's right is we need to let the process happen. And if the American people vote President Trump in without election interference, like what happened in 2020, there was election interference in 2020, clearly. Now, I know I'm most probably be flagged and taken down on YouTube for saying that. That's my belief. That's my First Amendment right. You take this down, YouTube, I will file a suit against you for violating my constitutional right, because it's my right. It's not misinformation. It's been proven over and over again. And so YouTube, my thing is, if there was no election interference, then all the people that were arrested for election interference, they need to be let loose. They need to be let loose. That's it. So needless to say, yes, we need this process to go. Due process. We are entitled due process. Let this due process work. We, the American people, let us choose. If we choose to vote for President Trump, we vote for President Trump. If we choose not to vote for President Trump, then guess what? The American people spoke. But it needs to be done right. It needs to be done without, not at 10 o'clock at night that the polls close, but and Trump's leading, and at the next morning there's no votes were counted, but Joe Biden automatically is leading in the polls. I mean, come on, isn't that kind of fishy? If this would have been turned around, there would have been clear election interference, and Trump would have been gone a long time ago. We need to seriously look at what's happening here, guys. Our rights to vote, we're losing. And if you do not exercise your rights now by jumping on board with this, that's it. God bless you. Talk to you later. Stay tuned.